Okay, so we can understand that all of this is coming out of Egypt, right? We can, the church, the Knight Templars that just changed their coats into the Mason. Mason was always around, absolutely. So you can't really say, I'm just saying that the Masons and the Freemasons, they all hold the symbols and the symbology of what we're talking about here in Egypt and what we're finding in Egypt. And this is going straight back to ancient times. So whatever symbols that you're seeing now, then you've got to look at this and say, look, there's more history to this. You've got to start asking all the right questions. What does this mean? Why is this all over the place? Why is this all of a sudden so important, you know, that everybody know this? Again, in Isaiah 46:10, declare the end from the beginning, from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel stand, and I will do all my pleasures. So here again, we're being told in Isaiah. So look at the symbols here. Look at the symbology here that they're taken away from this, because again, this is their victory. They went back and they retrieved the treasures, and they brought them to wherever the destination that was, which Dr. Haras will tell you that it goes right back to Sweden, and there's no reason for me to doubt what this man is saying, being that this is the foundation and this is where everything just roots and where it comes from. And same with the swastika. You go into this, you go straight into the ancient. The V, of course, we've got the V that goes this way here and sideways, and so they just play and rearrange the V. Even for it to be the X. Do you remember when I said I looked and I put it together and I said, okay, if you put the two V's and they overlap, you've got the 3 and 1. Well, I found out that the V equals 6 and the W equals 6, but the X is 1. It equals 1. So you have 7. So then what happened here is when I was looking at the Renaissance buildings over in Detroit, there's 7 buildings. Okay, let me just take you there for a minute. Okay, 7, right? So why all of a sudden is 7 starting to come up with me? Because here, if you look, we've got the Renaissance. This is where I've been pulled back to now to understand the full meaning of Renaissance, which means the rebirth. Okay? And so here we have 7 buildings. 1 large, and then we've got the 4, and then we have 2 small ones over here outside of the 5. Okay? So here's the 7. And where is it? It's right across from the rotary. Okay? Now I want you to remember these things. Just take a good look at this. Okay? I'm going to see if all right? This is the rotary here. Okay? This is their art. This is their language. Okay? So you've got the octagon, and you've got it upside down, upright, and then upside down again, right? And then you've got the pulsing light in there. So here you've got the 7 buildings. You have the Renaissance buildings, okay, right across from this piece of art. Okay, so you've got the tridents here, the gateway to the underworld. You've got this thing going on, all right? And right across you've got, okay, and then you've got, the octagon, and to me it's a rose. I see this as being a rose. I know that others would probably say different, but to me that is a rose inside this octagon. Okay, so now again, I'm going to show you here. This is Detroit. Hello. Right? You got your 7 buildings. Now, whether they're all in all, different sizes, and like these 2 here are in a different, they look taller than the 2 in the back here. So they're all like in different sizes. Here's the tall one, then you've got the 2 here, and then there's a little smaller, and then there you go. So it's in the same, almost the same sequence as these ones here that I'm showing you. I mean, I was looking for something else when I was going through Dr. Haras's channels, and this is what I found. Okay, hold on. I mean, okay, this coincidence? No, not a coincidence. Okay, so check this out.
So I'm here next to the Octagon town in a town called Mulhouse. It's a big town. You see here, there's another octagon here with a square in the middle. It looks a bit like the rotary stuff, right? Probably the rotary stuff comes from this one here.
I believe it is, yes, absolutely.
So, you see, there are 8 octagon.
This would be the teeth outside the wheel.
The concept.
Okay, got your 4. It's all Mason. Okay, it's the same stuff being said over and over again. I just want to show you this. All right, there's the rotary, and bam, there you go. Look at this. You've got 7 towers for the 7 buildings, the 7 towers. And then you've got the 1 tall one, then you've got the 2 medium, and then you bring it down, and then you've got the 2 smaller ones, the same as what it was being shown here in Detroit. Okay, so what does the 7 mean? 7, I mean, Renaissance, this is all about going back, and again, there's 7 is very dominant here. Again, with the rotary and right across, I mean, what I just showed you here with Detroit and Windsor. And now we're looking at this here, and it's the same thing. So when you put the 3 together, you've got the 2 V's overlapping, you've got the V, you've got the X, and you've got the W. And I do know that the W equals 6, the V equals 6, and the X equals 1. So you have 7. I don't know what that means. It's just, being pretty dominant there for me for a minute. Just to, when I found this, I just, okay, 7, there's something to do with 7, and I don't know what that is, right? But I'm recognizing, I'm acknowledging the similarities. Okay, so then I remembered, I said, I saw those circles before, and yes, they are on the in the fields, but I've seen this before. And again, as I'm going through Dr. Haras's videos, again, I found it was right there. Okay, again, it was there, and again, it was. He's on the Rothschild right now. He's on the Rothschild property. It's called Creepy Rothschild Castle. Satanic symbols. And this is in the forest of France. This is south. And we are to prophesy against the south. And here, again, this is all over, like I was saying earlier with the churches. But here we have it again. We've got the circles here. Okay? I mean, then if we go in even further than this, then we're going to start seeing the statues. And again, I do recommend that you look into this. I mean, and he shows you here the reptilians along with the circles, and this is what it's telling me. It's all side by side, so let's just listen to what he says here. Okay. Yeah. Was this a chapel at one time? I'm not sure. It looks like it.
I'm sorry. Just driven away. Fleur-de-lis. Sort of weird, sort of alien sort of thing. This is sort of a sun hieroglyph, with the big thing in the middle, the sun in the middle, 2 bars.
That's a language.
I would same artist here. Look at the reptilians here.
Again, it's all art, right? It's all art. Declare the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsels stand, and I will do my pleasure. Now, I need to talk about this because this whole thing about these green things. Now, reptilians will call them whatever, but I will continue to call them the beasts from the scriptures, and I will continue to say the green thing, because here they're trying to change words in the scriptures and say that this is what it means. It means a plant. Well, a plant did not attack me. A plant did not threaten me. It was a green thing, and I will continue to say a green thing. I just feel off when I say reptilian. I'm just not ready to say that. So again, this is the green things. This is what I think is the language that is being spoken here. Okay, but this has been found, these things have been found in caves. Okay, so caves, when God says, from, beneath, that he talks about, the living beneath the earth, in the earth, okay? I believe that this is old. Again, it's all within its symbology. See, I believe that these green things, they deal with energy, okay? They deal with energy, and I really believe that this is old. This is why I believe that Jesus, when he came in the battles and in the middle of my battle, and he dispersed them like a blink of an eye, and just boom, they were gone. And I'm holding on to this green thing, with the claw, and I'm holding on to nothing because it was that fast. He came in and wham, it was done. And again, this, I know who my witnesses are, and I'm here to tell you that, this is all to do with this energy, and it's very much real. This is not no bad movie sci-fi. This is actually happening. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so I'm just bringing you back here to show you again how we are coming together here in this new world order, whatever it is that they want to call it. Okay, I tried to open this up and, oh, finally, okay. Right, and then we've got the circles, the rose, like I say, is very, it's right up there, the rose. Again, you got the circles here in the window, okay, right here.
Yes, c'est ça le truc que tu as toujours dessiné. Voilà.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to talk as we go along here. Okay, so I'm going to, again, my blood is here. Where was it? Okay, you see how the Nazi, this here, all of this was hidden in the back of this here, okay? This is all the same chapel here. And you can see the V here in the A, okay? You can see the squaring off of the corners here, but you can also see the V. So you can see the Knight Templars, you can see the Nazi Knight Templars. This is all coming together, the bird, all of it, the weed. And then you've got, your threes here, and then you've got four. I mean, it's all here, okay? But it's coming together as one, right? Ancient times, the beginning, all right? And the things that have not been done yet. And this is right here. We're reading and watching it unfold as it happens. We need to move forward. We can't be stifled and stay in one place. If that person is repeating the question and asking you the same question over and over and refuse to go in and do the research themselves, then you're going to have to say, wait a minute, I've got to continue to move. I recommend that you read this, and this, and then you get back to me, but I cannot stay stifled. I cannot stay and then just research this enemy and the it's just a vicious circle. Okay, it's you're asking all the wrong questions. Why are you asking about this God and that God when you are to be really concerned now about your own salvation and taking responsibility for your own salvation and those, getting them to get ready by watching you getting ready. Again, my house is divided. They're watching me. They're watching me at a distance. You know, um, this is very real, and I don't have the answers. I really don't have the answers. I can give you the testimony of these things, the battles that I've had, that Jesus was there, and this is what's to be taken from these battles, is that Jesus was there in the middle of those battles and he dispersed them. I did not have the strength. I could not have done it on my own. I know that. I'm absolutely nothing but a rag doll. I'm water. I'm nothing, and I know that. I've experienced that, you know, and I know that there was no control at this point, and it had everything to do with the experience. And this experience gives me hope because Jesus was there. He said he was going to be there. He will deliver you. He will. You know, um, you know, you see like this when I went to the one church, St. Mary's, with the M that you would see here. Hold on. Okay, here, this church here, I knew that I was being watched. The houses that were around this church were just magnificent. I mean, the details in this place, I mean, it was just, in some of these houses, you just had to shake your head. I mean, this is a place that you would have to walk through. You couldn't drive through it, you'd cause an accident by just being distracted by the houses. And I felt very uncomfortable and very dizzy here. I felt unwelcomed. I just felt very, very uncomfortable. And I knew that the street that I was on, it was like a roundabout kind of thing. And right in the middle of the street where I was, and I didn't take the picture, I should have, but right in the middle by my feet, there was like a circle as though I was right in the center of whatever it was that I was. I don't know. But it was very uncomfortable. But I wanted to also show you here, which I forgot to mention, was this here. So you can see that here we've got the world and yada yada. But I wanted you to see back here, because like I said, I didn't take pictures of the houses. I knew I was being watched. So I just, like I said, took pictures, and this was a coincidence that I was able to get this in. And so here this is the style. This is, Sweden. This is Switzerland. This is French, this kind of a, style. So it gives you an idea, and this gives me and lets me know that this is the Nazi Switzerland Knight Templars. Yeah. Okay, so now if there was any doubt, then just look at this here, if there was any doubt of what we're looking at. There's your Knight Templars, there's your, all Egypt. This is all Egypt. 3 seeps, 3 comes in all the time. This is, or 3 or W. Oh, can't see it, can you? Come on. Well, anyway, you can see here. Okay, that could be a W, or it's a side of a 3. Okay. So again, the new with the old. The circles. Okay. Okay, so now what you're looking at here, now V is very important. We know that now. It's a, it's a coat of arms basically. V is very, very important. We also know that there's a man here on YouTube, and his name is Jonathan Kleck, and you know that he is all about the V, the X, the V. And he, V for vengeance. And he, did this huge thing where he jumps out of a plane, and it was all about this huge thing, his VX, whatever. And I remember that, and I'm sitting on the couch one day, and I'm with my husband, and I see this commercial. This was just maybe about 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I'm sitting there, and I see this commercial come on, and it's Cate Blanchett, and she's, the first commercial that I see is that she's in white and red, and I believe this was the colors of this man here, Kleck. And she jumps out of the plane, and when she jumps out of the plane, her legs are in a V, okay, a perfect V. So she's back, and she's got the V going, right? And then there was a few things that outside of that happened, but I can't remember because I only seen it one or two times, and I knew I saw the V, the colors, and I knew right away that this was about this man. And I thought, wow, they're celebrating him in the underworld, okay? They're celebrating him. So I figured, okay, I lost it. I was just sitting there waiting to see this commercial again, and never came back on. So then a couple of days later, what happens is another video or another commercial comes on, and it's this one here, and it's Cate Blanchett. So I'm watching, and what's happening is she's all in red at this point, and she's at the airport, and she's walking the opposite direction, and she sees like these people, they look like they're walking dead, right? She's wearing white and red, and she's going through the airport. She gets into the plane. Now, I don't know what comes first, but you will see this. And I think she jumps out of the plane, and she purposely makes the V going downwards, the upside down V. So the first commercial, it's upwards, and I knew right away that this was made for him, because this is what he was doing with the V's, and making one upright, one down. This would make his whatever, his X, his teeth, whatever, V for vengeance. And so I saw this, and then I continued, and I saw that she was wearing a dress that was a shape of a bell. So this happens really quick, okay? So she has the dress, she swings as though the bell has rung, okay? And then you see her under the parachute. Everything again is in red. I don't know the significance of what's going on with the grocery buggy, or why she's in the grocery store, if it's a grocery store. I have no idea about that. But a lot of it really represents this man, him jumping out of the plane, his V, okay, his X, up. I just couldn't believe it when I saw this. So I'm just going to play this out, and then I'm just going to, exit here. Now, I would also like to say before I